where he made the clip went around it went viral, saying that pretty much the narrative was a regular job is easier than a streaming job, when it comes to social draining, whatever you want to call it. Now, obviously, a lot of people disagree with him, right? He went crazy, like everyone went crazy on it. I believe even asmongold made a video, and he got like, yo, what guys? I want you guys to know I just recently released Final Fantasy VII emotes. If you guys want these for you guys self, there's 10 emotes available and a whole package for $10. Scan the QR code for my store or click the link below and enjoy the video. He pretty much got like shit on, really. It's like he pretty much did as well. Like asmongold, like I think that's like his most hated video too.
I did, however, want to chime in on this whole subject matter, mainly because.
Hold up. So yeah, Hasan Piker attack on Twitter. 12K dislikes on this video alone. It's kind of how ironic how he starts the video saying, I wasn't even planning on streaming today. Was gonna take the day off. Like a normal person working a normal job could just wake up and decide that. Which is I mean, obviously, like streamers who are rich, have a big viewership, who made it in the content world, the majority of people are going to help biasness to these type of people for certain reasons, right? Because they're rich. They already they don't have to worry about everyday kind of thing like the general public, like myself. And so yeah, like I think like for them, or even I mean I know why asmongold is talking about it, because he loves talking about a lot of drama stuff and all that. And what I've seen with the video, I didn't watch the 13 minutes. I was like, yeah, he's pretty much. I disagree with him. I'm not gonna attack who he is or anything like that, because again, when you attack a person personally, you lost the argument. But I just disagree with him. On what he's saying. He became somewhat. I won't say out of touch, but I think he like overall, a regular job is harder than a streaming job. Overall, every job has their pros and cons. One of the cons of being a streamer is it could be social draining, right? It could be social draining, but also a regular job. But not only that, with streaming, you have more freedom to do what you want in the case of like putting hours and when you want to, and you make a bunch of money just by doing that. With a regular job, you have no choice. If you're kind of sick, you still got to go to work. If you don't feel like going to work, you still have to go to work. If you're a streamer, if you don't want to stream, you don't have to stream. And that's a big thing that I think nobody really I guess somewhat not thinks about. I guess I don't know. That's weird. And also like they could wake up almost anytime they want, unless they have meetings here and there. But for the most part, they could wake up I'm pretty sure you could wake up a late afternoon and be like, all right, let's start streaming now. You know what I mean? It is so weird about all of this about. And here's the to this day I still don't know like if he's doing this on purpose of like these drama bait stuff, like not just a song but like asmongold, because again they get a lot of views for a good reason. Drama makes more views, and what do you call it? Hate bait also creates clicks, right? Weird shits, whatever. And obviously a lot of them are not done purposely, but some of them are done purposely. At this point, I don't even know what Hasan is like. Social media hates you for the most part, right? So if you say something that will come off as bad, are you really shocked at the backlash? You know what I mean? Like, are you really, really shocked? That's all I'm saying. Like, are you extremely shocked that this happened? Like, what? Huh? You know? But yeah, like I'm gonna like play the last 3 minutes because I didn't see this part, but then I'm gonna play a song clip real quick.
About socially, like the reason why I'm saying that is because that's what he's saying.
Okay, hold up. Let me put this right here and then make a full clip and then go from there.
So, for example, like if I listen to the clip, right? Like you just listen to the first few seconds of the clip.
No, social battery wise, unless you're in
So I'm not using the word, I listen to the clip.
Yeah, social.
That's all.
Yeah.
It's not hard. I think most people made up their mind on something like this before they listened to it.
Yeah.
So whenever they have to hear context that
No, like it's still like again with online is you can't really say that kind of stuff because or else people will take it out of context. But like, yeah, it's like, oh, it's social draining. Cool, that's one of the cons of streaming. But comparing it to a regular job, you should never do that because a regular job will be overly hard, overly altogether. It's also draining and more. With streaming, obviously there's other cons, but it's also draining and but that's it. Like for the most part, bro, you cannot compare that to your regular job. I'm sorry. That's just that you just cannot do that. Especially online, especially the way Twitter works, the way clipping works, bro.
Makes their original assumption wrong, they're getting mad at me. That's the problem. Exactly. It's like a supermodel saying they have a harder job than a catalog model. Well, I'm not really sure. Hasan's an artist. His father famous for being the Young Turks. Everybody always has their opinion about Hasan. And I understand that you might not like things that Hasan has said on his stream. There are things that he might have said that have upset you, that have made you mad, that you don't like. Why not focus on the real ones? Why are you inventing things that didn't happen and then getting mad about them? It makes you look stupid. If you have all of these problems with somebody, then it doesn't seem very legitimate whenever you have to make up new problems that don't actually exist.
I just say just don't. For everybody's mental health, guys, do not interact with this. If it makes you mad, block and move on. Now, if you're a content creator, talk about it. You're done talking about it, move on. That's what I'm doing. I didn't even like engage with it because like don't care. You know, I just work out my Final Fantasy 7 emotes instead. That's all I did.
That's
but
what
now
my
that I'm streaming,
opinion
I'm
is.
just using it as content now. Like
they're soft. Yes, the guys are making what's this here? A career. These guys making a career of being bitter. Isn't that pathetic? Oh yeah, absolutely. The area of conversation with politics is more draining than some other types of streaming. Oh yeah.
But that's the choice.
Hasan didn't start from zero. Who cares if he did? Very few people start really from zero. Most people have advantages, and I'll tell you one thing. If you're able to be talking in this chat, you didn't start from zero either. There's people in the world that don't have an internet connection, and you do. But somehow you're going to be complaining about how you can't fix your life, and those people who don't have an internet connection are working to get one. So you can complain and cry about, oh, Hasan got in, he's a Young Turks, his uncle worked there, and all these things can be true. But the reality is that all of us have different degrees of privilege. That's why we're here. Do you really think that somebody without privilege, without any privilege, is going to be sitting at 9 p.m. watching a video game stream? Get the fuck out of here. Come on. What are you thinking? Being alive is a privilege. Oh, yeah, for sure. And also, people can't control, this is the other thing. People can't control the circumstances that they're born under. Whether that means if they're disabled, whether that means if they're white, black, male, female, gay, not gay, straight.
Or even born with a rich family. Also, I don't like automatically like, oh, they're rich. Ew, like they don't know how life works.
I guess you could say.
Nah.
Whether they're poor, whether they're rich, whether they're short, whether they're tall. So I find it to be odd that we all agree that it's generally not a good idea to make fun of people for things that they can't control, but somehow people have no problem demonizing a person because they had advantages that they also couldn't control either.
Yeah, so that was pretty much the end of that clip, but yeah, he's like getting like bombarded, and I understand why. Again, this is like a very like thing where you get like here's the basic thing, basic thing. You can never compare streaming job to a regular job. You can never do that, no matter what. Even if you have good points, even if you're like whatever it is, you just can never do that. It will never come out very good. It will never come out of the intent that you want. That is the worst thing you could do. That is I don't understand like how they. I mean, I do understand. Like I said, at this point, I think they're just all doing clickbait on purpose. At this point, video by Young Ripa. I haven't watched him in some time. I mostly just watch his comic book stuff. I know he talks about politics and stuff like that. I usually ignore that video, but I'm very curious what he has to say about the Hasan thing. Like, I'm very curious about it.
Because I've already talked about it. In fact, I've been talking about it for years. Asmongold recently spoke about it. Everybody's grilling Hasan Piker on this as well. And I'm not going to bore you with the details.
Yeah, see, agrees that streaming is socially draining, and look at that dislike ratio. Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument for sure. Like I said before, is it more socially draining to be a streamer? Yeah, I could see that, right? I could see that, but you can never compare it to a regular job. You can never do that because that con then outweighs the cons of having a regular job. Like it's just you just cannot do that.
It's basically Hasan Piker.
I don't know, am I wrong by that?
Socialist.
Just curious.
That's kind of irrelevant. Actually, no, it's not irrelevant because that probably ties into his line of thinking. Basically, he is saying that streaming is this sort of soul-sucking job, and even more so than what a regular 9-to-5 would be. Now, this is a guy that I don't know if he's ever worked a 9-to-5 for that matter, and Asmongold chimed in on that.
I believe he has.
As Will has a similar position. Now, I think two things can be true. I'm going to give you my position on this. Two things can be true. Okay. Of course, there are going to be people that have their regular 9-to-5s that they despise, right? Or they're not, it's a means to an end, right? It's not anything they really look forward to. This is really a culture that we don't try to have here, for example, at the Riververse. But if you have a person that despises their job, they see a streamer kind of getting to just kick back, stream for hours at a time in front of people. Of course, you're going to think that is easier because it is. You're going to find that more favorable if you would rather do that than the job it is that you're working. So that's
unless you're like DSP where he's only streaming because that's the only way he makes money.
Cluelessness, of course, there is hilarious from Hasan. However, on the other side, for you guys that have watched my streams over the years, you've heard me discuss this at length. There is a reason why these streamers, all the time, you see it all the time, they take breaks.
Because they could.
I'm going to be out for X amount of weeks. I'm going to be out for even a month, even as I kind of retool and do everything else. You know why that happens? It's because they hate what it is that they do. So, there is some similarity.
Or, I mean, I don't really agree with that, but, like, I do agree with, like, yeah, like, with streaming, hey, I'm going to take, I mean, we're only talking about big streamers, because middle streamers or small streamers cannot do that, cannot take a break if this is what you want to do. If you want to grow, you cannot take a big break. It just doesn't work like that. But, like, for the big streamers, talking about the people that make a lot of money in streaming, they could take a month off and come back, and their numbers may be small, like, lower, but they eventually go back up eventually. And it's not saying hate to Pokemon or anything like that, but just like a Pokemon doesn't stream as much anymore, but when she comes back, boom, it's like she never left, right? Like a lot of these streamers who somewhat get canceled, they leave, they come back, and they're mostly all fine. Not every streamer for obvious reasons, but there's some who's just like, oh, I just want to take a break. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna go on vacation. You know what I mean? On any day they want, on any random time they want, or like, you know what? Hey guys, I woke up today. I feel tired. I feel sick. I'm not gonna stream today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like they could, if you had a regular, can you really do that? Yeah, you could. Limited times throughout the year. Or it's sometimes even if you have like sick days, you still cannot do it sometimes. Like, oh, we don't have enough people.
Similarities there, right? Where it's Hasan's right, where it's like it's a soul-sucking job. On the other hand, someone else might be working a job that they don't like, and they feel the same way or similar to him, and don't enjoy what it is that I'm doing as far as speaking with people, interacting with my fans or whatever. That's because I'm being myself. See, I turn this camera on, and you're getting the same guy. There's no different. It's not a different person. No like off or on switch. You're getting the same guy it is that I am. And I think
guys, I'm different off stream. Yes. This has all been a character. And I'm still wondering if you still haven't figured out my character yet.
That can be said for a lot of other people in our corner. Maybe not everyone, but a lot of people. Where it's like, I'm being myself. Definitely now that I get up, I create, I get to do what it is that I want to. There's no, my obligation obviously is to my customers and everything, but I get enjoyment out of that. I get satisfaction out of providing books, a world, even some commentary for people that they are going to get lost in and maybe enjoy, for that matter. Or maybe there's some insight it is that they're going to get out of that they enjoy. See, I love that, but I love what I do. So it doesn't feel like it's like this soul
crushing,
draining sort of job. It doesn't feel like that because I'm myself. The vast majority of the people you watch,
I think that's why for me as an artist, I never felt like I honestly burnout really happens to me as an artist. And the only reason why burnout happened before is because I was like I forgot what the reason was, but it even last the burnout didn't even last like it only lasts like a day, dude. That's it. Um, but the reason why I rarely get burnout as an artist, guys, is because I create what I want to create for the most part, and that's not many people could do that because a lot of people do fan art, and fan art is really great to do, especially for marketing. I'm right now doing fan art right now, right? Um, but the majority of my stuff is original artwork. It's original characters, and I do fan art whenever I feel like it. Whenever I think it's great, bro. I literally made my art career like doing like most of my artist alley, almost no fan art, especially with stickers and prints and stuff. No fan art until this year. I'm about to make my first ever fan art prints. Last year was my first ever doing fan art stickers. Why? Because I was like, hey, why not? I'm finally doing them, so might as well just see how that goes. But I mostly just create my own stuff. I have so many ideas, so much freedom, especially to make products. I don't have to worry about copyright for the most part, or anything like where I want to create something like T-shirts or an art book. Art book out now, by the way. And anything like that is because I don't have to worry about that, or I just feel more fulfilled when I create more of my original stuff. And I again, don't get it twisted. I have fun making fan art, and it's fulfilling, but not as fulfilling when I create original characters, like my characters. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't mean that I hate fan art or I dislike it. I just mostly feel more fulfilling of making original characters and my own world. I like that more than doing fan art. That's why I do more original characters than fan art. You know, um, and that's why I don't really get burnout like other artists. Man, I've seen artists throughout the years getting burnout and needed a break of what they do because all they do is do fan art, one franchise only. They're like, I am freaking done with it right now, but that's what my customers want, so I got to continue making it. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you guys seen that a couple times, especially with YouTube content, right? You like where people are so done making that content, but the only reason they're making that same content is because that's the only way they can make money. That's the only way like they get views and attention and stuff like that. Because that's the only thing they could do, and that's why they get burned out, right? We've seen that countless of times in content creating too, as well. I'm just relating to art because that's all. That's what I always do. Is because that's where I could understand it mostly, and yeah, I never really get burnt out at all. I even got bro, I know people are probably sick of this, but I even got into a car accident would have ruined my left arm, which is still healing to this day, and I still like didn't like stop doing art. I figured out to have fun creating digital art with my right hand, and I didn't get burned out. I'm barely in the burnout stage with digital art because that's one of the reasons why I love doing what I do because I do different mediums. I do digital to painting to customizing products like on a spray can, wood cutouts, etc. stuff like that. Because I always mess around with those stuff. Now, after 6+ months, I'm barely getting burned out doing digital art, like the medium digital art, not the art itself, just the medium, right? I'm still having fun, but I could already tell, hey, I think I need to start doing some traditional art. That's why I've started doing it, and that's why I started practicing it again, doing traditional art again. Um, because like my hand's feeling a lot better. And yeah, it's just like I don't know, man. It's like I don't understand about this whole weird thing with like Hasan. Like, bro, your content is the most toxic content in the internet. What I mean by that, it is political content, social issues content. There's so many opinions about that stuff, so many directions with that type of content. You're literally not getting hit on one side, you're getting hit on the other side. Oh, thank you for the follow. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're just talking about like the Hasan thing. And I'm not hating on Hasan. By the way, I'm not saying like he's completely wrong with the social draining stuff. It is, right? But you should never compare it to a regular job. And you know your place in social media. You talk about social issues in politics. And when you talk about certain thing, you're gonna get really hated on. His content is one of the most toxic content out there on Twitch. And that's surprising even from IRL standpoint. I'm not comparing it to those IRL streamers. I'm just saying because there's so many opinions about that stuff. So many opinions about the war. So many opinions about social issues. So many opinions about a person's identity. There's so many sides of that. It's like, it's crazy. That's why I bet he feels social draining mostly than compared to a lot of other streamers. Right? Because his content is toxic. So if he stops that content, he will lose a lot of his viewers, but he'll gain the viewers that want to watch him for him. Because I've seen Hasan doing non-political social issue content. Hey, he looks like he's a chill guy. He's a chill guy. A fun, chill guy. That's it. Right? And I just don't I don't understand this mindset. Like I don't understand like if you're like tired of this, if you feel it's really social draining or whatever that content was fully, because I didn't fully like hear like obviously like of the full context. I saw the clip and half of the context. I understand what he was saying about the social draining, and I agree with that in that part. But it's like, bro, in your situation, you should never speak on it. Like, it's kind of weird saying that because obviously people should have the right to speak on anything they want. But as a social media guy, you should know by now is if you talk about certain things like that, especially people still bring up your house, the $1 million house in LA. Why do you think this was gonna go on our radar? That's all I'm saying. You know. How you doing, there, everybody? We're almost done with this part. We're about to play Resident Final Fantasy VII Remake. How you guys doing? So here was the full context right here. And then I'll show that and we're gonna move on.
No, social battery wise, unless you're in retail, fucking retail, it's very different. You're out of touch with them. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. Okay, I'm telling you, as someone who did both, like 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours.
Okay, so yeah, when I saw that part, the reason why I stopped is because, bro, you do know you could control how many hours you stream, right? Like, that's the part I was like, bro, you do understand you can control that, right? You can control what you stream for the most part. Am I crazy?
Hours of that, I could probably do fucking physical labor. It would not bother me. But I can't fucking do more social shit. That's my point.
Bro.
Like.
All right. This is the part where I did not listen to it, but
there are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people-pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like, I think, customer service type shit. But like if you're an accountant or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours with like a back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery and you just tap out after it.
No wonder I didn't listen to it. Like, I'm telling you, man, it's like, bro, it's like you do understand you control all of that. That's the difference, man.
Yeah, think about it this way. Like, you give presentations for your job, right? Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. It's like, after a while, you would be like, I don't want to talk ever again.
That was the full context. Doesn't make it better. Like I said, you can't compare it to a regular job. Like, what the hell? It's just the power of having more freedom of what you do is so much better than not having the freedom, not to have the freedom what you have to do, right? When you have to work and all that. And it's 9 hours draining for you. All right, man, cut that to half. You could do that. You have enough money where you don't have to stream it like a lot, right? I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure you're probably a smart guy where he has investments. If he doesn't, he should get into that to make more passive income, right? Like, at least do that. You have the ability to do that. And that was just the weirdest thing ever. It's like, bro, you cannot compare a regular job to a streaming job. Obviously, it has its cons, and I do agree with that. It could be social draining, right? Obviously, I agree. But the way that he's coming out of it is like, bro, you cannot justify it no matter what you say or do, especially on the internet, like I've been saying before. And it is what it is at this point. Yeah, I wonder what you guys' opinion about it. Do you guys think that streaming, like, is more socially draining than a regular job? And if so, do you guys agree or disagree where he has the ability and power to adjust his hours and days that he streams? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he has the ability to do that. If it's so soul sucking and social draining and all that kind of stuff for him, just do it less. You could do that. You could take a day off if he wants to, unless it's a sponsor stream. We're just making a lot of money off of the sponsor streams. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I'm really stupid. I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't understand.